Hey team, Coach Mike here. It is day 21 of the Ultimate Reset. All right, day 22 is when I should be doing this, but tomorrow, which is day 22, I will be on a plane on my way to Las Vegas for the Beachbody Annual Summit. Yeah, baby, cannot wait for that. We timed this out, obviously, so that we'd be done right before the summit. So I have a half a day left to go, or actually a little less than half of the day left to go. It's in the afternoon. Got my cholesterol taken today. Ideally it should be tomorrow, but I got it taken today, so we'll see what numbers come back from that. So let's talk a little bit about phase 3 or week 3. Where are my results? So really haven't moved from last week. My weight hasn't really moved. You know, as I looked at some of my measurements this week, may have had some measurement error. It really hasn't moved that much. I mean, these are like quarters of an inch, not even a half of an inch. The chest is the only thing that I think probably dramatically moved, and that was only a half an inch from the beginning of the reset. And from my weight perspective, I've held from last week. So, you know, I'm right around 169. So the overall weight loss for this reset has been 8 pounds. Hopefully I can get that on fairly quickly, but we'll talk more about that in a minute. So today is the last day, and so how was week 3? Well, week 3 was definitely the feeling of, when is this thing going to be done? And I don't mean that completely in a negative way, but even coming from somebody who has been whole food, plant-based, quote unquote vegan for the last 9 months, it still is restrictive, right? There's still things, I miss my grains in the morning. I mean, for the last 2 weeks, it's been fruit and fruit only. I mean, I've had massive bowls of fruit to try and keep my calories up. So, yeah, I'm getting a little, fruit overload and ready to have my oatmeal or something else for breakfast. And the lunches have been great. I mean, I'll just keep doing a salad. I've been doing a salad for a long time now. And I actually found some nice new ingredients that they suggested that I really like jicama and pumpkin seeds and some other things. And the dressing, the creamy garlic dressing is awesome. So my wife and I are definitely going to be making that a couple times a week. So that's great. I mean, for lunch, I'll keep doing what they have. And then for dinner, just the ability to spice it up a little bit and be able to carb up a little bit more than I have been. But there have been some great recipes for dinner. I mean, I've never really had beets before, and this roasted root vegetable with beets, carrots, onions, and yams, put it in the oven for 40 to 50 minutes. Man, it's awesome. Put it over some millet or some quinoa. It is a great dish. Another one that I've really liked is this zucchini cashew soup. Doesn't sound that great, but it is phenomenal. I mean, really, really good. And it's super easy. You throw some cashews in some water for about an hour to pre-soak them, throw it in the blender, steam some zucchini, blend it all together, and there you go. Zucchini cashew soup. It's really good. Made sushi for the first time in my life. I've eaten sushi before, but I've made it. This is the first time I've made it and actually bought the rolls, the sushi rolls, and made it myself. So there's a lot of great things that have come out of it for us. And some of the new food has been great, and some stuff we're kind of pass on. But yesterday, I made bok choy, had an Asian stir fry that I really like. So definitely more than good than negative has come out of this. But in the last week, the supplement routine has, you do get into a groove for sure, but I'm glad to be done tracking every hour of my day. As you can see here, let me zoom out. Here are the last 21 days, all my sheets, tracking everything. This is Mike, remember, so God forbid I don't have a spreadsheet. So, real quick, let's go into my why. So glad I went through this for the team. Really, really glad I went through this for the team. I'm going to be able to be much better in talking to all of you about it and the struggles. And, heck, I'm vegan, and I had trouble for 2 weeks kind of eating prescriptively on this or not having my snack in the morning or, only be restricted to certain Shakeology recipes and not all of them or, the other things that I've mentioned about breakfast. So I can relate to people going through this. But at the end, you will feel better. Nothing worthwhile is easy. So, really glad I went through this for the team. Timing was awesome. Didn't have to travel for 3 straight weeks, which was perfect. So planned it out really well. Did I need a reset? you know, I would say from a nutritional perspective, I had to clean some things up for sure. And I was able to do that in that first week. The second and third week have been good, but I've had the, hi Sam, my daughter's watching me now. I have an audience. She's laughing. So the second and third week we have the, the detox and then the revitalize. I'm not sure how well that worked. It's really hard to gauge because I had a pretty clean diet before. But overall, I think it's been a more positive experience than a negative experience. I'll put it that way. If it's 80% negative and 20% positive, that's not too good. But I'd say it's 70-80%. I'd say it's 80% positive to 20% negative. And I'll talk about the negatives. So, and then partnership. That has been great. Steph and I were able to share even in the last week that, hey, we're ready for this thing to be done. And not that our diet is going to go awry, but it's just, being a little bit more freedom of choice. So overall for my why, absolutely accomplished that over the last 21 days. And then for my fears, working out, so I had 3 workouts this week. I did a little yoga routine of my own, and then I did Power 90, Cardio 1-2. I did that last week. And I also did Power 90 Cardio 3-4. So 3-4 adds another round on it and has a few more rounds or a few more reps on the leg workout. So I will admit that I pushed myself probably a lot harder than this program would want, but it felt awesome. I mean, it really felt good to get a little bit of pump back and push myself a little bit and be able to just focus on form. So I think this will really help me kind of take a step back from focusing on the numbers on the page that I write down every day and my number of reps and the weight that I was on, and be able to kind of start anew. Forget about what I did last time or 3 weeks ago, look at the blank page, and do it with great form. So from that, I'm looking forward to working out again and kind of starting with a clean sheet of paper. And then from a caloric standpoint, I'm looking to look forward to eating more. Although I will say that in the last week, I have definitely increased the portion sizes that I've been eating, which has been good because I've been able to maintain the weight. So from that perspective, definitely the second week was the hardest for me, in the second week when I really saw that drop in weight. But this third week I've been okay, and since the crew was able to help prop me up last week, I've been able to stay on target. So I thought here for the last week, I'd take my last alkalize for everyone. So this is what it looks like here. This green goo, right? Kind of looks like a science experiment, but this is alkalize right there. And you drink this once a day for 21 days. So get used to it. You drink a lot, you eat a lot of good stuff that tastes good and is bad for you. For once, drink something bad that's good for you. So bottoms up. There you go. Last one. I won't miss that. That's for sure. These are the nice little packets that comes in. You'll dread it. Actually, by now, I'm kind of used to the taste. It's not that big of a deal. But some people in the forums have been freaking out about it. It's like, people just chug it down and move on with your life. Like you've never taken a tequila shot when you didn't want to, and just shot it down. So do it. It's good for you. The other nice thing, empty box. Nothing left. Revitalize, optimize, nothing left. So I do have one more of each of these later today that I have in my little supplement caddy. But so here we go. Final take on it. I think the more that I've done this program for somebody who's maybe just starting or really needs to focus on their nutrition, this is a great program. I mean, this really, I've had to learn a lot of the things that were in this program just on my own through, just Googling things and through the reset that I did with Melissa Costello, right? And that was, I don't know, it was a couple $100. It was $250, maybe something like that. And we had weekly calls with her. And I learned a lot about eating healthy in that. this has really covered it. And well, Melissa Costello made the recipes in here. So I would say, if you are just getting started with a program and maybe you're not ready to do the workout portion yet, this is really great to focus on the nutrition. So from that perspective, I think it's just great because you're able to focus 100% on nutrition. Where, at the beginning of a lot of programs, it's really hard. I mean, I probably focused more on just a couple of things not to do during my first 90 days of P90X and then put the rest of my focus on the workouts. This allows you to do 100% on the nutrition and really clean up your diet. So now I feel, that I can kind of properly recommend this for certain people. Or if you've been doing the programs for a while and you're like, man, I haven't lost that last 10 pounds. I know I'm still doing some things or eating some things that I shouldn't be eating that are keeping the weight on. This is a great program to kind of be a plateau buster. So, I think from that perspective, I think it'll really help people. The supplements, it's honestly hard to say, right? I mean, do I feel good? Yeah, I feel good. But do I have, wow, I don't know, whatever, I have better bowel movements or I, feel cleaner? Not really. It's hard to tell those kind of things. I've always found. Anytime I try out new supplements, it's, unless it really hits me on top of the head, sometimes it's difficult. But I think overall, and we'll see what my cholesterol numbers say too, so that'll be a telling sign when I get those back. So overall, I think 80% positive on the program for me. 20% negative really was about losing weight and not being able to work out. That was challenging for me, but we knew that was going to be the case when I went into this. But nothing else was really overly disappointing at all. So overall, really positive and happy to help anyone who wants to go through this. You can contact me at my email, teamrightnow@gmail.com, and you can obviously see all the reviews, the week 1, 2, and 3 reviews at teamrightnow.com. Thanks, team. Talk soon.